Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not. It was not meant for you. It was meant for someone else. All right, so let's see. We have Five of Pentacles, Page of Cups, the Lady and the Lord, which is the Lovers. We have the Four of Cups, we have the King of Wands, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. All right, and then what do we have coming at you that you don't see? The Queen of Swords. All right, so we have the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So I feel like it's starting a new beginning, right? Starting new, starting fresh, because she has the blank canvas here. And she hasn't started, and she's holding the cup, right? New emotions, new feelings. I feel like this Five of Pentacles is, I feel like it's kind of taking that time to yourself to figure out what direction do you want to go in? What do you want to have happen? Where do you see yourself? I feel like it's really thinking about and assessing like your life, about situations, and kind of sometimes we just are so busy moving forward and just kind of in the daily grind that we don't have that time to ourselves. So I'm feeling like you wanting to have that time to yourself to sort things out, to figure things out. I feel like you may be questioning a relationship, because we have the Lady and the Lord, which is the Lovers, and then we have the Four of Cups, where she's kind of sitting there at the table, kind of thinking about what does she want to do, not really being interested. There's someone at the door, you know, holding a cup, that wants to communicate, that wants to talk, that wants to possibly have a relationship, and you're like, I don't know if I'm interested. I don't know if it's a new relationship that's coming in for you, that you're just maybe not that interested, or it's a current relationship where you're like, you know what, I'm just not really that interested. I just don't know if I want to, what I want to do with this relationship. And then we have the King of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like it's the King of Wands. He's you know, just kind of thinking about things. He's very wise. He's not rushing into anything. He's taking his time. Seven of Pentacles is, again, taking your time, looking back, thinking, you know, because he's kind of concentrating on his work and what he's doing. And he's kind of, I feel like, deep in thought, right? King of Wands. And then the Seven of Pentacles, deep in thought. I definitely think that you have something on your mind. Then with the overall energy, we have, you know, that's coming toward you, that Queen of Swords. She's definitely a thinker, thinks about things. I feel like you definitely have a lot of thoughts on your mind. You're thinking about doing that deep thinking, that inner thinking, almost like that hermit energy. I feel like that's what you're doing, or that's what you need to do, or that's kind of coming to the point to what it is that you want to do. I feel like if this is past energy, it's like, it's almost like you were feeling unfulfilled, right? The past energy, that like you're feeling like what was going on in the past really wasn't that fulfilling, really wasn't that, it wasn't what you were thinking it was going to be. And then for the present energy, it's like really kind of taking that time to yourself and thinking about things and thinking about relationships and thinking about, could be the relationship that you have with yourself, it could be the relationship that you have with other people, and you're like, wow, it's just really wasn't as fulfilling as what I was thinking, or I'm feeling like I need this change. And then this future energy here is like kind of, you know, really thinking about your choices more moving forward, right? Thinking about things that have gone in the past, ideas or thought or relationships that weren't as fulfilling, really questioning your current relationships. Definitely a lot going on here. All right. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and we have the Seven of Swords. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So I feel it could have to do with a friendship that wasn't as fulfilling, that didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. Yeah, I just feel like that's what you're thinking about, is that a relationship that really wasn't as fulfilling. It didn't turn out the way that you had wanted it to, and that maybe it was all smoke and mirrors. But I feel like that also has to do with, it can't be all put on the other person. I feel like it also has to be put on ourselves, because if we were accepting something that was less than, if we were feeling something wasn't right, if we weren't feeling good about something, but yet we still stayed in it and we still pursued it, I feel like it can't be, it has to, you have taking responsibility for the choices that we've made in the past that were not as fulfilling. And I feel like taking ownership of that is very important. And I feel like that's kind of something that you're going through and something that you're thinking about too. King of Cups, the Moon, and then the Ace of Wands. So I feel like it's kind of something that you weren't able to see, but all of a sudden, like, you're coming into that. Like, it's clearing. It's because things are becoming more clear. Again, I feel like it could be deception within yourself, that maybe you were thinking things were better than they actually were, and taking off those rose-colored glasses. But I feel like this is the spark that starts things, right? The Ace of Wands, that starts things moving forward, that starting to feel more balanced, kind of balancing different things out, and then seeing things, trying new things, right? Eight of Pentacles is a new way of doing things, taking a closer look at things, trying something different. Then I'm feeling like this one more. Six of Pentacles, sharing, exploring, talking about things. It could be a relationship that, maybe it became very dull. You lost the spark within the relationship. You're not excited in the relationship. And you're like, okay, what do I want to do about this situation? Do I want to find ways to fix the spark, right? To get the spark back. That happens in all types of relationships, where it kind of gets dull, it gets boring. Things aren't as exciting. It just becomes, the everyday grind. And it's like, sometimes we feel like we want more, but we're like, I don't know if I want to deal with it. But I feel like you're kind of coming into that energy where you're like, yeah, I'm feeling like I want that spark back. I feel like I want some change. I'm feeling like I want some new things within this relationship. I don't see anything where you're walking away, but I feel like you're kind of coming into that energy and that light of, what can I do to fix this? What changes can I make? Changes within myself. I feel like communication is a big thing. I feel like you have to figure out how you feel first before you can move forward, and figure out what it is that you want to do and what you feel is lacking, what do you feel that you want that change with, and then communicating that with this person. All right, so what's heading towards you? Five of Wands. It could be this, there's a lot of back and forth. Sometimes it's like, well, do I want to change things or do I not want to change things? Right? Do I just want to keep it status quo? But I feel like that's what you're battling with. That's what you're trying to figure out. Do I keep things the way that they are, or do I change things? And I feel like that's what you're going back and forth with. And that's okay, because we have those things in our lives all the time. We have those challenges all the time. But I feel like it's kind of surfacing here. Within this reading, I feel like this is what's coming to the surface. I feel like it's getting to the point where it's not only thinking about it, I feel like it's doing. So let's just see what the card is under that. Four of Pentacles, doing what you feel is right for you, because you don't want to get into that energy where you start shutting down. You don't want it to get to the point where you start closing everything off. I feel like now is the opportunity for you to take that and to work on it. And then we have the Three of Cups, where there's that excitement coming back in, and then the World card. I do feel, it's going to take a little time to get past it, right? I kind of feel like you're in this volcano energy here. and you're trying to move forward, to where the ground has already started coming back and the flowers and the green. And I feel like that's where you're heading towards. But I feel like this is definitely a process that you're going through, but you're trying to find the solutions on how to figure this out and how to work this out. But I feel like the most important thing is looking within and how do you really feel, and taking that alone time, right? Taking that alone time to figure out how you really feel and where do you want to move forward from here. Yes, I feel like something was disappointing and it didn't turn out the way that you had thought it had, and that maybe you had bigger plans and thought it was going to be different, and it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. But now is your chance to try and fix that and to change it and to make it come out the way that you want it to, and moving forward, that you still have an opportunity, to not give up, right? When we have those challenges, those points where we feel like, everything failed, nothing turned out the way that I wanted it to, instead of looking at it like that, say, okay, it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. Every day is a new day to start new and to start fresh. And what are those things that I can do to make it more positive? What are those things that I can do to turn things around? What are those things that I can do to change this energy? It doesn't always come to us all at once. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's a process. Sometimes it's a process of trying different things, and if that doesn't work, then trying something else. But I feel like at least if you feel like you're trying something, that you're not accepting the failure, right? So I feel like with this Queen of Swords here, it's like she figures out how to make things better, how to change things. If you're feeling like, things aren't the way that you had wanted them to, taking a closer look at things, taking a closer look at your actions, taking a closer look at what's been going on, and maybe your answer lies there. Lots to think about here, but I do feel with the Three of Cups and the World card coming out here at the bottom, I do feel that things will turn around and will get better. And that's how you have to see things, right? Is even though you're struggling and it's frustrating, you just trying to say, okay, this too shall pass. I'll get through this. I can do this. It's not going to be like this forever. Things will change and I can get through this. And how can I help myself? How can I help this situation the best that I can to get past this? And I feel like it's all about perspective and seeing things in your outlook. If you get frustrated and you give in to the negative energy, then that's where it's going to stay. But if you're fighting, trying to get past it, finding those solutions and trying to stay positive, even though I know sometimes it's really hard to do that. It's really hard to see that, but giving yourself that time to say, okay, I can be negative, I can wallow in this, but then, okay, starting tomorrow, I've got to find solutions to move past it, right? I've got to be in this Queen of Swords energy to find a solution to move past this. And it's all about your perspective and your outlook. And that I'm telling you from experience, it can really turn things around. When things become overwhelming and you just want to give up and you're like, no, come on, keep going, being your biggest cheerleader and to keep going. And it will turn around and you will get past it. All right, so let's get a fortune reading card. Again, I feel like the biggest thing is looking within and deciding what is it that you really want, right? What's going to make you happy. Death, a time of natural transition and transformation. I feel like there's a lot of change going on here, especially, with the other reading that I did for today, that there's a lot of change with that one too. I feel like there's big change coming in for, some people, and it can be hard to handle. It can be hard to deal with. But it all has to do with perspective and how you handle the situation. There's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days, but it's just pulling yourself through and hanging in there. And that's my message that I want to get out to people is that I know like the struggles are tough, and we all have our struggles, and we have our tough moments, and just hang in there. We've all been through so much, and we can do it. Just hang in there. The best is yet to come. All right. That's what you have to believe in, okay? That's what you have to believe in. Even on those days where you're struggling, you're like, keep telling yourself the best is yet to come, right? And to just write it down on a piece of paper if you have to, and tell yourself, look at yourself in the mirror and look at yourself and say the best is yet to come. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.